what's spinning the world around us today is undoubtedly digital, and we are here to show you how it is changing every function for organizations. Hello and welcome. You're watching the DQ Live Business Technology Conference and Awards 2015 themed around the digital enterprise. The event, which was held recently in Mumbai, aimed to give an insight into building digital mastery for enterprises. Here's a look at all the action from the event.
Right, so
The morning started in full fervor with a packed auditorium. Setting the tone for the day was a welcome address by Ed Nair.
It's a great pleasure to host the 4th edition of DQ Live. Digital technology, digital IT is at a stage where much more information and awareness is needed. About 2 years back, 3 years back, we started off with this nexus of forces, the SMAC stack. And that has sort of become mainstream, at least as far as mature users of IT are concerned. Definitely, there are individual implementations in each of these areas, social and mobility and analytics and cloud. And many of them have implementations that actually straddles across all of these areas. But there are a lot many more aspects as far as digital IT is concerned.
Following the welcome address was a keynote on driving digital transformation and creating an enterprise-wide digital strategy by Rajesh Jain.
Marketing is basically getting disrupted with the availability of data and technology. How can you now, each one of you, look at this transformation as an opportunity, understanding the core business functions, and therefore applying technology, applying data to create what hitherto was a pure marketer's domain, creating unique and transformational customer experiences. The 3 principles of MarTech. Number 1, unified view of the customer. Can you integrate data which is spread across silos in the organization? So every touch point that is there, can you connect it all together? So for a bank, there are multiple products. Now, can you take all of this, dedupe it, get it to a single individual? Can you enrich it with third-party data? So essentially getting a single unified view of a customer, irrespective of how the customer is interacting. Then cross-channel automation. There are multiple ways to reach out to the customer. Today you have SMS, you can have voice calls, USSD, email, Facebook custom audience, Twitter, targeting the person through a cookie on Google. All of this now becomes possible. How can you automate all of this? And this is through workflows, push notifications also. And then how do you do data-driven personalization? The content of the message, the timing of the message. So using profile data, behavioral data, and social data to be able to customize what you send out.
I would like to hand over this.
In the present times, all things digital seem to be the norm. The event, which was themed around the digital enterprise, brought to the fore how an enterprise can be transformed into a digital one through a C-suite panel on building and driving the digital enterprise.
Digital is perhaps the most used and abused word, in fact. It gets so often used that everything is digital, right? From a phone to, I don't know what, an oven to an iron to whatever. So I think we need to be a little more careful when we use this word, because we're sort of using it in just such common parlance. But yes, clearly I think digitization is sort of happening so fast. It's happening for ultimately the benefit of consumers, and consumers for which we are in business. So for which, therefore, I think I'm of the firm opinion that clearly the large 2 pieces which at least will clearly redefine digital in India is always going to be mobile and social.
Every company and every solution to the problem need not be an app, because the context has to be understood, the need of a, really engaging the medium. When we are saying digital, need not be only app. Application of or digitization has to be understood in the context of what is the business challenge, what is the target audience which the challenge is catering to, and which the solution is catering to, and we have to look at it from totality. And most of these solutions need not have a big strategy document and things like that. Okay, they actually are disruptors and ideas which come, once you are on ground with the business guys.
If you go to an end user really can't give you his requirement because he has very limited knowledge about his space. He really doesn't know what IT can deliver. But if you have a domain expert within the IT infrastructure, the person can really put business and IT together and really deliver value. But how do we drive adoption? When we develop a solution, we intentionally make it about 80% what the user needs, and we leave the balance 20% for the user to add his inputs. So by the user adding that 20% inputs, he actually owns the app or the application and drives it as his part. So that's the way we're able to drive user adoption. At the same point of time, bring in benefits of domain knowledge and technology knowledge put together.
It has to be a kind of a very tight interface between business requirements and technology. Think through in terms of what has to be the digital solution that is relevant to your businesses rather than just going and getting seduced by all these options which are available in the market. And also, a solution which is very specific and which has a very clear user adoption case so that it gets used and it is delivering value in the company. I think those are the key things whenever you go and move towards building and delivering a digital enterprise.
It was a great interaction. It was with like-minded people or CIOs from the industry. Basically, it helped me to align and understand my digital journey. How does it compare with the digital journey being followed by others in the industry and what is being done by other companies?
DQ, we are the platinum sponsors for the event. However, we believe this is a great event where it brings all the industry leaders together and understand how technology is changing their world and world everything. It means people's life, it means businesses, it means government. So it's an amazing opportunity where everybody gets together, understands what are the various aspects of technology which are going to be moving things for them in the next few years.
Wipro has been really working with DQ Live for quite some time. We really believe the technology is really changing currently, right? And especially with all these changes and the business models changing, it's important to be in conversation with customers. And what better connect point than DQ Live, right? So, we've been doing a lot of work with them and we've always found fruitful and at different points of engagement. So, that's how the engagement is panned out.
It's time to slip into a short break, but when we come back, we'll take you through the role of CIOs across industries today. Welcome back. You're tuned into DQ Live Business Technology Conference and Awards 2015. The afternoon sessions focused on the importance of CIOs for organizations. Here's a look at how CIOs can build compelling social presence.
Intellectual property can no longer be protected. In a digital world, there is no concept of intellectual property. We have to kind of realign our thinking. You cannot protect intellectual property anymore in a digital world. Branding, which was traditionally the domain of FMCGs, you looked at FMCG case studies to understand what is branding. And I think the whole concept of branding has changed. Look at brands like a WhatsApp or a Uber or an Airbnb. They're hardly spending any money to get the kind of brand advocacy or consumer recognition. So the whole rules of branding are going to be rewritten by these new generation brands who adopted completely new routes and techniques to engage with consumers. Generation gap, which generally used to be 20 years, generation gap used to be 20 years, has now become 8 years. So these are some of the very fundamental changes that we are seeing that is happening in human behavior. And how does this change now impact brands and businesses? So first, social currency starts becoming very important. When you look from a sales or marketing perspective, we always keep looking at marketing dollars. What is the ARPU of this customer? How much is this per transaction size? Now, along with the amount of business he gives you, it is also important to see social currency. Is he an influencer? Does he have a lot of Twitter followers? If he comes and writes a review on TripAdvisor, will it get me a lot of advocacy? So brands have to learn to value physical currency and social currency when looking at a consumer. So go back and look at all your CRM systems. Are you carrying information about the social value of the customer? You have all the information of what he bought, when he bought, average transaction size, ticket size, everything. But do you know the value of his social currency? How important is he on social media? And that will start determining how you are going to engage with the consumer. So social currency is going to become very important.
The morning wound up with a session on using big data for matchmaking, how analytics can help by Jaya Ram Iyer.
The key thing is to say how in matchmaking, especially for matchmaking, we are using analytics and big data. We want to think in terms of maximizing customer value. Almost no action or no model or an analytics initiative gets started without understanding how it is going to maximize customer value. We have to achieve customer one view. Whatever happens, we can't leave data in silos. And we have to integrate and coordinate cross-channel reach. We try to integrate online with, let's say, a call center or call center with our social media. And we try and do this across an integrated approach. That means we actually no more do some templated one-size-fits-all routine. We try and do customization not only at the level of names and other things, but we also try and understand how engagements have happened on the site and accordingly try and automate the processes of marketing, be it, for example, serving profiles or asking for a certain customer call for action and so on. And lastly, most importantly, believe data is the only natural resource. In fact, we have nothing else.
SMAC has been the long-standing answer to enterprises. It has led to multiplication of business and increased productivity. The post-lunch panel discussion had eminent panelists deliberate on the topic CIO Manifesto, Social Mobile, Analytics and Cloud.
SMAC, Social Mobility, Analytics and Cloud is no more a buzz. I think it is happening on the ground. A couple of years back, 2-3 years back, it used to be a question of if and but I think by and large everybody has now realized that SMAC presents a very, very formidable and a very, very powerful model for technology deployment, for really using technology in the as you go kind of a way.
So we have a platform through which all these intangible assets are delivered to the platforms, various platforms like iTunes, Gaana Savan, digitally just before a release date, along with its rights. Suppose a music is not supposed to be downloaded, it will not allow you to download that. Or if the rights are over, you will not find it. So all these things, what we have done is from the physical supply chain, where earlier we used to deal with CDs, giving it to the dealers and customers, now it is all through a digital platform.
If we see as far as mobility, cloud and analytics are concerned, in one or other way, we all are using it, whether it is professional or personal. And right from the day we start till the evening, we are connected to it. So all this social media, analytics, cloud, everything is being used in professional and personal life. Now, when it comes to organization, how it is being used, right from the procurement till the selling point. In one or other way, these technologies are being used. So, be the sales guy who's going to the market, who wants to sell the product. So he knows what this guy wants. And how he knows is the intelligence we have built into the application which you have deployed in mobile phones. It tells you the buying pattern. Now the buying pattern, how it is coming, that data which is there, which is analyzed, and then they know that basis on the input which is coming from mobile, how likely this guy is to buying this product.
On the SMAC, my favorite has been mobility. And this is just because the industry I belong to. Mobility makes a lot of difference in my industry. So think of this. You have a warehouse manager. He has to find out about any shipment. He has to run to the office, which is 100, 200 meters from the warehouse. What we did is we created a mobility application. and everything he can do right from the warehouse floors. He can see what trucks are coming. We integrated that mobility app with the GPS, so he actually has real-time information when the trucks are arriving, when I should mobilize the workforce.
Most of us are using some pillars of SMAC. Yes, we are also using most pillars of the SMAC, especially in the social area, especially in the use of social in the enterprise. That's where we have actually made quite some progress in the organization. And we are using a product, Unmail, for our organization. And it has actually brought in a number of very tangible benefits. So when this product was getting developed under a brand name or the project name of Octopus, we started actually gathering data and see what kind of values we are getting from this. And we found out that the value continuously is going up. Now, how that continuously is going up is, of course, dependent on how actually you get people attached or adopt that enterprise social network.
If we have today almost 1,500 plus enterprise customers, 600 out of them, which is almost like 40%, is on using public cloud, right? I think private cloud is separate, but public cloud is a multi-tenant and grid-based infrastructure. So clearly, we have seen a really good adoption. In fact, today it is to the extent that rather than we having to go and say, cloud, we are asked why not cloud for this, right? Because there are still some workloads where, for example, it could be a high-performance Oracle workload, so where we may still want to put it on a dedicated infrastructure, but customer wants, why not? Give me the reason. So it's moved to a stage where cloud has become the default. Right?
The evening keynote was delivered by Deepak Phatak.
The information, and I'm not talking about data at all, because data actually is intrinsically taking the form of information as you receive it. The old days where you got raw data and you did something, transformed it into information, etc., are going away fast. The volume of data that you will be handling, so don't ever underestimate or neglect the volume of information that you will be handling soon enough. And I'm not talking about just the volume of data that is generated through human interventions, which is data entry, data capture, or even scanned documents, or videos, audios, etc. I am talking about billions of devices which will get connected in the Internet of Things. And you will have stream of data coming in at such a vast volume. Much of it will have to be ignored and neglected. Some of it will have to be analyzed and used. That is a challenge. Velocity obviously will increase, and that's the other V. Variety of data that you will get. Increasingly, people are understanding that applications cannot be structured data-centric alone. Sadly, for many years, we distinguish between structured data and unstructured data as two different animals. We do not have that luxury anymore. And the veracity of data, which is the last V, which will cause more and more problems in coming years, because earlier in the structured data type, you had so many things about validation, verification. You are pretty sure of cleanliness of the data that you have. That in spite of all that, you had useless data with you was a different story. But now, with the data coming in for any kind and any place and from any source, the veracity or the correctness or the adequacy of the data is going to be a big, big challenge going forward. Look for the ways to handle volume, therefore. Look for the ways to handle velocity. Look for the ways to handle variety. And look for the ways to handle veracity of information which is going to come to your systems in an unimaginable mountainous way.
You actually can learn. You actually can learn at all the places. So it's not that you know it all. So many areas which we are not really thinking of using SMAC stack of technologies came up from there, and we'll be actually moving on to that. SMAC is integral part of any organization now. I don't say IT per se, because organization is organization. So SMAC is integral part of any organization for business requirements. And what other areas of business SMAC can actually contribute and help.
This DQ as even as a platform is a great idea for us. It's a great platform for us to share our experiences, our service capabilities with the industry experts who've been participating here, and at the same time hear from them how they are overcoming their challenges on a day-to-day basis. They go through the grind with their business, and they really look forward to events like this to learn and share experiences from service vendors like ours. And we've been extremely open on both sharing our expertise, our experiences, and as well as hear from them.
Time for another short break, but you come back for all the action from the DQ Live Business Technology Awards. Welcome back. You're watching the DQ Live Business Technology Conference and Awards 2015. It is now time for the most exciting part of the show, the DQ Live Business Technology Awards. Here's a look at all the action. An important segment of the event were the DQ Live Business Technology Awards that recognize leading enterprises for excellence in adoption and use of technology for business benefits. We caught up with the exhilarated winners to share their thoughts on winning the awards and being recognized for their performance.
Congratulations, we are in the virtualization category, and that is Axis Bank with us.
We are extremely happy. I mean, last year as a bank we had actually embarked on a project, to try to achieve as close to 100% virtualization as possible, and and this was taken on a project mode. In Axis Bank we have a fairly lean team, okay, but the good news is that yes, I mean well before our targeted dates we managed to achieve practically 95% virtualization, or rather I would say it is 100% as far as the applications which support virtualization goes. Okay, so it's been a great team effort from all of us, and we are very happy about it.
Another winner in the virtualization category, SR House. We have a representative from SR House joining us on stage. Here they come.
This is amazing. I think getting an award is always something which allows you to, it motivates you and tells you that your achievements are something which are getting recognized in the industry, and it gives us the motivation to do a lot more things in terms of technology, because as far as the manufacturing industry is concerned, IT's role is very crucial to make sure that the business is getting benefited out of it.
Perfetti Van Mill India Private Limited. Can we hear it nice and loud? Congratulations to Perfetti. And ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of storage BCP DR category.
It's a great feeling, and since DataQuest is well-known brand in media, and the award really mean for us because we have been recognized for the efforts we have put in technology front. As you know, Perfetti Van Mille is well-known name, and the brands like Mentos and Big Bubble, Centerfresh, Alpenlibe, are well known in the industry. So getting this recognition is an additional recognition to our business technology which we use in our organization, and specifically when we talk about ensuring business, because IT is no more related to technology, it is more related to business. So I think this is incredible and a great feeling to have this.
In the document management category, we have the Saifi Burhani Upliftment Trust. Please get your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we have Saifi Burhani Upliftment Trust joining us on stage.
SBUT is a philanthropic upliftment project for residents of Bindi Bazar. It's been headed by the community head, Dr. Sayyidna Mufaddal Saifuddin, This award has been received for document management system, which has been for securing the architectural documents. We are very glad to receive these awards.
I personally feel that apart from IQ and EQ, there is another quotient which is leadership quotient. And in my personal, whatever I have gone through the research and, and interviewed a lot of people, I found that in a leadership quotient, a person can be a successful leader if he have these three qualities under leadership quotient. The first, he has to be a fantastic strategist. The second, he has to be a fantastic mentor stroke coach. And apart from, being mentor and coaching, obviously, I would say that he needs to have trust and faith, which is absolutely common amongst all these threads.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this special feature, and we hope this show has given you enough tips to change your organizations into a digital enterprise with inspired digital leadership. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.